Hello everyone and welcome to this lecture on emotional intelligence. I am delighted to have you all with me today. In this session, we will explore a very important psychological concept that plays a vital role in our personal life, academic success, professional growth, and overall well-being. While intelligence is often associated with IQ or cognitive abilities, research has clearly shown that understanding and managing emotions is equally and sometimes more important for success in life. Dear students, by the end of this session, you will be able to understand the concept and meaning of emotional intelligence. Explain the major components of emotional intelligence as proposed by Daniel Goleman. Recognize the importance of emotional intelligence in enhancing self-awareness, emotional regulation, relationships, learning effectiveness, leadership, and mental well-being. Analyze the role of emotional intelligence in education and professional success. Identify practical strategies to enhance emotional intelligence. Let us now begin by understanding what emotional intelligence actually means. The term emotional intelligence was first introduced in academic literature in the 1960s, but it gained widespread recognition after the publication of Daniel Goleman's influential book, Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ in 1995. Since then, emotional intelligence has become one of the most widely discussed constructs in psychology, education, leadership, and organizational studies. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and use emotions effectively in oneself as well as in others. It involves being aware of what we are feeling, understanding why we feel that way, regulating emotional responses appropriately, and responding sensitively to the emotions of others. In simple terms, emotional intelligence is about being emotionally smart. Unlike cognitive intelligence, which focuses on reasoning, memory, and problem solving, emotional intelligence emphasizes emotional awareness, empathy, self-control, motivation, and interpersonal effectiveness. Emotional intelligence helps individuals pause before reacting, understanding the emotional climate of a situation, and choose responses that are constructive rather than impulsive. For example, imagine a student who receives poor marks in an examination. A student with low emotional intelligence may react with frustration, self-blame, or withdrawal. In contrast, a student with high emotional intelligence may acknowledge disappointment, regulate emotions, reflect on mistakes, and plan improvement strategies. This difference highlights how emotional intelligence shapes behavior, resilience, and long-term success. In professional settings, emotional intelligence enables individuals to work effectively in teams, handle conflicts maturely, adapt to change, and build healthy relationships. Research consistently shows that individuals with high emotional intelligence tend to perform better in leadership roles, demonstrate ethical behavior, and maintain emotional well-being. Thus, emotional intelligence is not merely an abstract psychological concept. It is practical and essential life skill. In simple terms, the goal is to enhance communication with others, nurture relationships, and positively influence those we encounter. This personal development is rooted in our emotions and our ability to manage them rather than succumbing to their control over us. Once we acknowledge our emotions, we can begin shifting them towards a less negative and more manageable state. These modifications can also be utilized to boost our social skills. A blend of social skills and good communication yields an individual capable of building rapport. It involves being aware of emotions within oneself and others, and using this insight to guide our thoughts and actions. People with high emotional intelligence can motivate themselves, understand social cues, and form meaningful connections. Some researchers argue that emotional intelligence can be developed and improved, while others believe it is an inherent trait. The capability to express and regulate emotions is vital, along with the ability to understand, assess, and react to the emotions of others. Now, coming to some important definitions, several psychologists have defined emotional intelligence from slightly different perspectives, but all emphasize emotional awareness and regulation. According to Salovey and Meir 1990, emotional intelligence is a form of social intelligence that involves the ability to monitor one's own and others' emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide thinking and actions. Daniel Goleman defined emotional intelligence as the capacity to recognize our own feelings and those of others, motivate ourselves, and manage emotions effectively in ourselves and in our relationships. All these definitions highlighted three core aspects: emotional awareness, emotional regulation, and effective interpersonal interaction. Now, coming to the components of emotional intelligence, Daniel Goleman identified 5 major components of emotional intelligence, which together form a comprehensive framework for understanding emotionally intelligent behavior. Number 1, self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It refers to the ability to recognize and understand one's own emotions, thoughts, strengths, weaknesses, values, and emotional triggers. A self-aware individual can accurately identify what they are feeling and why they are feeling that way. For example, a student who realizes that exam anxiety affects concentration can take proactive steps such as relaxation techniques or time management strategies. Self-awareness also involves honest self-reflection and openness to feedback. Individuals who are self-aware can accept constructive criticism without defensiveness and use it for growth. Research shows that self-awareness is strongly associated with emotional stability, confidence, and sound decision-making. In educational and professional contexts, self-awareness enhances clarity of goals and personal accountability. Key outcomes of self-awareness. Number 1, clear emotional understanding, enhanced decision-making skills, increased confidence, stronger sense of self. Second important component is self-regulation, which is also called as self-management. Self-regulation refers to the ability to manage emotions constructively rather than being controlled by them. It involves controlling impulsive reactions, managing anger, coping with stress, and responding thoughtfully to challenging situations. An emotionally intelligent teacher, for instance, remains calm when students misbehave and addresses the issues rationally rather than reacting with anger. Similarly, a professional facing workplace stress uses coping strategies instead of emotional outbursts. Self-regulation promotes emotional balance, ethical behavior, adaptability, and resilience. Studies indicate that Individuals with strong self-regulation experience lower stress level and better interpersonal relationships. Key outcomes of self-regulation: emotional consistency decreased, conflict improved, stress management, responsible and ethical behavior. Number third, motivation, also called as self-motivation. Motivation in emotional intelligence refers to an internal drive that goes beyond external rewards such as grades, money, or recognition. Emotionally intelligent individuals are driven by purpose, passion, and personal goals. They maintain optimism even in the face of setbacks and view challenges as opportunities for growth. For example, a learner who fails an exam but remains motivated will analyze mistakes, seek feedback, and continue working towards improvement. This component aligns closely with the NEP 2020, which emphasizes self-directed learning, intrinsic motivation, and lifelong learning. Now, key outcomes of motivation: goal-driven, persistent and resilient positive outlook towards challenges, ongoing self-development and personal development. Now, empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It involves seeing situations from another person's perspective and responding with sensitivity, care, and respect. Empathy plays a crucial role in education, leadership, counseling, and social harmony. Teachers with empathy are better able to understand students' emotional needs, while empathetic students create inclusive and respectful peer environments. Research shows that empathy reduces conflict, promotes cooperation, and strengthens social bonds. In diverse societies, empathy is essential for tolerance, inclusion, and ethical citizenships. Key outcomes of empathy: strong interpersonal connections, increased social awareness and inclusivity, compassionate dialogue, reduced misunderstandings and disputes. Social skills or relationship management. Social skills refer to the ability to build, maintain, and manage healthy relationships. This includes effective communication, active listening, conflict resolution, teamwork, and leadership. Individuals with strong social skills can express ideas clearly, resolve disagreements constructively, and adapt behavior according to social contexts. In professional life, social skills enhance teamwork, leadership effectiveness, and organizational success. Emotional intelligence transforms social interactions into meaningful and productive relationships, contributing to both personal satisfaction and collective well-being. Key outcomes of social skills: clear communication, ability to resolve conflicts, leadership and collaboration skills, robust social networks. Now, coming to the importance of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence plays a vital role in almost every aspect of human life. In today's fast-paced, competitive, and emotionally demanding world, emotional intelligence has become a necessity rather than a luxury. Emotional intelligence is crucial in influencing human actions, relationships, educational outcomes, and career achievements. It describes the capability to effectively comprehend, regulate, and apply emotions within oneself and in interaction with others. In today's rapidly evolving, stressful, and highly engaged society, emotional intelligence has become a necessary life skill rather than an optional one. Unlike cognitive intelligence, which pertains to mental abilities, emotional intelligence focuses on emotional awareness, empathy, self-regulation, and effective interpersonal skills. These attributes enable individuals to lead fulfilling lives, make ethical choices, and sustain positive relationships in personal, educational, and professional settings. Dear students, let us try to understand importance of emotional intelligence by describing some main points such as enhancement of self-awareness and emotional insight. Emotional intelligence helps individuals understand their emotions and recognize how emotions influence thoughts, decisions, and behavior. This awareness leads to self-acceptance, confidence, and personal growth. Emotional intelligence empowers individuals to identify their emotions and grasp how these feelings affect their thoughts, choices, and behavior. This comprehension aids people in pinpointing emotional triggers, strengths, and weaknesses. When learners become aware of their emotions, they cultivate confidence, emotional stability, and self-acceptance. Such self-understanding lays the groundwork for personal development, mental health, and responsible conduct. Now moving on to emotional regulation and stress management. A primary advantage of emotional intelligence is the capacity to manage emotions effectively. Those with high emotional intelligence can curb impulsive reactions, address frustration in a composed manner, and deal with stress in constructive ways. In academic and professional settings, emotional regulation elevates anxiety, prevents burnout, and fosters emotional resilience. It allows individuals to remain calm during exams, deadlines, conflicts, and other demanding circumstances. High emotional intelligence enables individuals to manage stress effectively, reduce anxiety, and maintain emotional balance. Students with emotional intelligence cope better with exam pressure, while professionals avoid burnout and emotional exhaustion. Now, improved relationships and social adjustment. Emotional intelligence fosters empathy, respect, and effective communication. It strengthens interpersonal relationships in families, classrooms, workplaces, and communities. Emotional intelligence encourages empathy, active listening, and respectful dialogue. These abilities enable individuals to comprehend the emotions and viewpoints of others, resulting in deeper and more significant connections. In educational environments, emotionally aware students collaborate more effectively with peers and appreciate diversity. In workplaces, emotional intelligence fosters teamwork, leadership, and conflict resolution, enhancing a positive social atmosphere, boosts learning and teaching effectiveness. Emotional intelligence is essential in the learning process. Students exhibiting strong emotional intelligence tend to be more motivated, focused, and self-directed. They adeptly manage academic pressures and show resilience in addressing learning challenges. For teachers, emotional intelligence enhances classroom management, student involvement, and inclusive teaching strategies. This aligns with the NEP 2020 focus on comprehensive education, social, emotional learning, and learner-centered methodologies. Emotionally intelligent students show better motivation, attention, resilience, and learning outcomes. Teachers with emotional intelligence create supportive, inclusive, and engaging learning environments. This directly supports the holistic education vision of NEP 2020. Now, professional success and leadership. Research indicates that emotional intelligence is often a stronger predictor of leadership success than IQ. Emotionally intelligent leaders build trust, manage conflicts, inspire teams, and model ethical behavior. In professional settings, Emotional intelligence enables individuals to work effectively in teams, handle conflicts maturely, adapt to change, and build healthy relationships. Research consistently shows that individuals with high emotional intelligence tend to perform better in leadership roles, demonstrate ethical behavior, and maintain emotional well-being, enhances mental health and well-being. Emotional intelligence supports psychological well-being by promoting healthy emotional expression, resilience, and coping strategies. It reduces vulnerability to anxiety, depression, and emotional distress. Emotional intelligence greatly impacts mental health by assisting individuals in processing emotions healthily. It elevates emotional overload, anxiety, and adverse emotional habits. By promoting self-kindness, emotional equilibrium, and constructive coping techniques, emotional intelligence fosters psychological wellness and emotional resilience, which are vital for lasting happiness and productivity. Now, another important point, emotional intelligence fosters ethical behavior and social responsibility. Emotionally intelligent individuals are more aware of the emotional impact of their actions on others. This awareness encourages fairness, compassion, and ethical decision making. Individuals with high emotional intelligence are more conscious of the emotional consequences of their behavior on others. This mindfulness promotes empathy, fairness, and moral awareness. Such individuals are more inclined to act responsibly, honor societal values, and contribute positively to their communities. Consequently, emotional intelligence supports character development and ethical citizenship, vital objectives of value-oriented education. Now, emotional intelligence equips learners for challenges of the 21st century. In today's digital and interconnected world, emotional intelligence prepares learners with adaptability, cultural awareness, and emotional competence. It aids individuals in managing online interactions, social pressures, and swift technological advancements. Emotional intelligence complements cognitive and digital skills, ensuring well-rounded development and lifelong learning in line with NEP 2020. Dear students, now let us try to understand the strategies to enhance emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence can be significantly developed through intentional and reflective methods that foster emotional growth over time. One of the key approaches is cultivating self-awareness, which entails actively recognizing one's emotions and understanding how they shape thoughts, actions, and decision making. By frequently contemplating their emotional responses, individuals gain insights into their emotional triggers and patterns, allowing them to react with maturity and self-control. Another crucial method is emotional regulation, where individuals learn to handle intense emotions constructively rather than repressing or expressing them impulsively. Strategies such as pausing before acting, calming oneself during stressful moments, and reframing negative thoughts aid in maintaining emotional equilibrium and elevating emotional overwhelm. Nurturing empathy is also an essential technique for enhancing emotional intelligence, as it enables individuals to comprehend and honor the feelings of others. By engaging in active listening, noting nonverbal signals, and demonstrating genuine concern, individuals can forge deeper emotional bonds and stronger interpersonal relationships. Empathy fosters compassion, collaboration, and social harmony, which are vital in diverse educational and professional settings. In addition to empathy, effective communication is fundamental in developing emotional intelligence. Communication that reflects emotional intelligence involves articulating thoughts and feelings clearly while being considerate of others' emotions. This approach reduces misunderstandings, cultivates trust, and facilitates healthy conflict resolution. Another significant method is reinforcing intrinsic motivation by connecting emotions with personal ambitions and values. Those with high emotional intelligence learn to harness emotions such as hope, determination, and optimism to stay focused despite obstacles. This awareness of emotions assists individuals in managing frustrations, overcoming difficulties, and persisting in their academic and professional pursuits. Additionally, enhancing social skills is vital for emotional intelligence as it improves the capacity to collaborate, adapt, and effectively manage relationships. Through teamwork, mutual respect, and constructive feedback, individuals learn to interact positively with others. Lastly, practicing mindfulness greatly aids in emotional intelligence by encouraging awareness of the present moment and clarity of emotion. Mindfulness enables individuals to observe their thoughts and feelings without judgment, leading to reduced emotional reactivity and greater self-acceptance. Regular mindfulness practices enhance focus, emotional stability, and overall well-being. When these strategies are consistently applied, emotional intelligence evolves into a crucial life skill that fosters personal development, academic achievement, and meaningful social connections. Dear students, we can say emotional intelligence can be developed through conscious practice and reflection. Developing self-awareness through reflection and emotional journaling helps identify emotional patterns. Practicing emotional regulation through pausing, relaxation, and cognitive reframing improves emotional control. Cultivating empathy through active listening and perspective taking strengthens social bonds. Effective communication reduces misunderstandings and conflict. Mindfulness practices enhance present moment awareness and emotional clarity. Over time, these strategies transform emotional intelligence into a stable life skill. To conclude, emotional intelligence is a fundamental psychological capacity that shapes how individuals understand themselves, relate to others, and navigate life's challenges. It goes beyond academic knowledge by emphasizing emotional awareness, self-regulation, empathy, motivation, and effective communication. Emotional intelligence enhances learning, leadership, mental health, and ethical citizenship. In a world marked by stress, diversity, and rapid change, emotional intelligence equips individuals with resilience, adaptability, and compassion. Through reflection, practice, and supportive environments, emotional intelligence can be strengthened across the lifespan. Ultimately, emotional intelligence empowers individuals to live more balanced, meaningful, and successful lives personally, socially, and professionally. Hope you have understood well. Thank you for today and see you soon in the next session.